Good August Fáilte Road. I'm Declan Trainer, and you're welcome to the Virginia Roundup. And on this episode of the Virginia Roundup, we're out and about. We're in the Virginia Business Park, in the newest member of the Virginia Business Park, that is Steel Flex Gym. And I'm delighted to be joined by a man who you're very familiar with here on the Virginia Roundup, and that is Gary Brazil. Gary, thanks for joining us in the flesh as such here on the Virginia Roundup.
Not a problem at all, Declan. Happy to be here.
Now, I suppose we all are familiar with you. Anyone who listens to the Virginia Roundup knows you and knows your philosophy. But if they come to you to avail of your services as a personal trainer, what can they expect? I mean, I know you kind of specialise in the older
people like myself, yes.
And myself.
Well, I suppose what happens usually, Declan, is somebody might reach out to me through Instagram, Facebook, or messaging me on WhatsApp, and I'd usually arrange them to come in for a free consultation. So they come into the gym, we have a chat. 9 times out of 10 they'll probably say I want to lose weight, but when you delve a bit deeper, ask a few questions, it could be there's a wedding coming up, it could be there's an event coming up, they want to look good in their dress, or for the guys who want to look good in their suit. Now, what happens is we go through the gym. I show them the exercises initially. It's more not to scare them off than anything else, because some people have probably never been in the gym before. So they walk in and they look at all these machines and they think of them as torture devices. So it's just to sort of ease somebody in initially, show them around, have another chat, just ask them, how many times a week they'd like to train. Do they have any previous history training? Because some people train at home. They might have dumbbells, kettlebells, or whatever. So initially it's about to find the level of fitness the person has and how familiar they are with exercising. Yeah. So based on that then, I do up a training plan. So say somebody who's absolutely brand new to the gym, they'll come back for their first session if they sign up with me. And we'll go through the basics. So you'll have things like the squats. People are probably familiar with squats. There's a gazillion ways of doing squats. So we start basic, and it's usually body weight. Yeah. So without giving them any weights, they'll do a few squats just so I can check their form, see what they're like. Because some people might have some mobility issues. They mightn't even be aware of them. And it's usually when they do something like a squat and they're going down, they feel a little creak in their knees or their lower back. So it's just to iron out stuff like that to make sure everything is okay. Move on to things like maybe chest press, push-ups. Again, some people are terrified of push-ups. They think they're going to do one push-up and they're going to go face down on the floor. So it's to sort of reassure them that there's a gazillion ways, again, of doing these type of things. So first session is nice and gentle. We do a lot of stretching. I explain the exercises, what they are, what muscles they work, that type of thing. We do a session, maybe 50 minutes or so. We do a cool down. And then from there we progress. So once the person gets more familiar with the exercises, we what I call progressive overload. We go a bit heavier. Maybe next time you might do a few more reps. Just see how they're feeling.
Push a little bit further.
Exactly. Because some people will think, they'll say to me, Gary, I won't be able to do that. And we go, okay, we'll do 1 or 2 reps. They're able to do it. And then as the weeks go on, as their confidence grows, they realise that they actually can push themselves that bit more. Because I think fear of the gym is a very real thing for people. They think they're going to come in, they're either going to injure themselves, or somebody's going to look at them doing the exercise and be pointing at them and laughing.
And that's the thing about, I suppose, for someone who's never been in a gym or maybe hasn't been in a gym in a long time, there's probably an element of self-consciousness, but it doesn't really apply in this situation.
It absolutely doesn't. I mean, the analogy I use, say you were going to the pub at the weekend with your friends or your loved one. You're sitting there having a few drinks. Nobody's going to come over to you and say, what are you doing drinking that? You know what I mean? People are in their own little bubble. They're, doing their own thing. Same when you go food shopping. You're putting food in your trolley. People aren't walking around the supermarket looking at what you're putting in your trolley. Now, I might have seen it in Aldi or Lidl, but in general...
Especially if you're one of your clients.
Yeah, it's happened a few times. And it's the same thing in the gym. Somebody will walk into the gym, and I understand it, because I know what it was like the first time I went into a gym. Your vision in your head, well, in my head it was all these guys, loads of muscles, and they're throwing 100 kilo weights around, and they're going to look at me coming in and go, get out, you're not welcome here. It's not like that.
It's a stereotype that doesn't exist.
It is, and a lot of it is in your head, but again, I understand it. But you have to sort of look at it this way. A lot of people come to the gym for stress relief. I know I do. So people are in their own head, they're doing their workout, and they're probably thinking of a gazillion things while they're working out. Oh, I have to get the dinner ready, I have to do this, I have to do that. They're not sitting here judging people. And I can say that from experience. I've trained in a lot of gyms over the years, and I've probably trained in nearly every gym in Cavan, because I'm living in Cavan a long time. And I'll say this hand on my heart, this is the friendliest gym I've ever been in. The people are lovely. There's no egos. You know what I mean? There's like a community feel to it. And people always say that to me after doing a few sessions with me. They're saying the people are lovely. Stephen and Lisa who run the place, really, really nice people, really approachable. There's none of this sort of don't talk to me, who do you think you are? It's not like that, you know. And that's one thing I'd like to say to anyone who's listening and thinking of joining the gym. It doesn't have to be this gym. Just, you know, just have a walk around, maybe go in, put your fears aside, you know, and just
get
have
a sense for what's going on.
Get a sense of it, and if it's not for you, fair enough. But don't let the fear of what might be.
Yeah, and I suppose, as you say, people don't necessarily go to the gym to become muscle bound. It's just to make themselves a little bit leaner, and in an older situation, maybe a little bit more mobile and flexible.
That's it. And I mean, a lot of the training I do with people would be, I suppose, functional training. That sort of when you're bending down and you make noises without even realising. Being able to carry the shopping in, you know, maybe you walk up the stairs and you're a bit winded. I mean, fair enough, there is people who come because maybe they want to do a photo shoot, a competition. There's people who just want to lose weight. There's people who just want to get rid of some stress. You know, there's a million reasons why people come to the gym. It's like you say, it's not just the stereotypical gym person. There's
that hour in the day or twice a week that you can just forget about everything else and concentrate on what you're doing.
That's it, you know. And sometimes, you know, I know with some of my clients, and they'll totally agree with this. We'll be talking, and they'll be talking about things that happen to them during the week. So it's their time in between doing the exercises just to offload.
Yeah, so you're like the counsellor as well, sir.
You know, PTs can be known as personal therapists as well as personal trainers, you know. But it's all part of the package, you know. Because when people I love to see people getting more confident. I mean, obviously, if somebody wants to lose weight and they start losing weight, they feel more confident. But even just seeing the spring in somebody's step, they've more energy. You know, maybe they had certain back pains or whatever that are starting to go. Because they may have been on loads of medication now. I'm not dissing any medication, but sometimes when you get exercise a bit more, you feel a bit more flexible, you know, and then that encourages you to do more training. You know, and I love the fact that even in this gym, there's people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond training for all different reasons.
Your own background, because you kind of came to this a little bit later in life.
I did, yeah. I'm a late starter. I'm an old civil servant. I worked in the civil service for 30 years. I loved it for the most part. You know, I had some really good jobs were in that time I was there. But it was during COVID and I had a few issues of my own. And when I came out of it, I just realised how important training was to me, because I would have always gone to the gym. But it was only when COVID hit and you couldn't do the weight training that I used to do, I realised how much it affected my mental health. And like I was saying earlier, you know, a lot of people would think the gym is just about building muscle. It's working on your brain as well, the most important muscle. And I realised it was something I really enjoyed doing. So I decided to take early retirement. A bit of a jump into the unknown. You know, I qualified as a personal trainer. Stephen, who runs this gym, was kind enough to give me my first opportunity in the old location across. And I just started getting clients from there, you know. So a couple of years on, it's great, you know what I mean? I consider them friends. You know, we have a great rapport with the clients that come in, you know, and it's the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, and I suppose people coming into you don't look at it as a chore, because it's an hour away from everything else, but also a bit of crack with yourself.
Yeah, and that's it. And they realise, you know, if I can do training at 54, because that's how old I am now, it's never too late to start. You know, I mean, a lot of people will think I'm in my 40s or wherever, you know, I haven't got time to do this, or my best days are behind me. It's absolutely not true. You know, the best thing you can do for your body and for longevity is to do some type of training. Yeah,
use it or lose it.
That's it, absolutely, absolutely.
And the new facility here in Virginia, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it opened on Monday the 9th of March. As I said earlier, we were in another location in Cross. So believe it or not, every bit of equipment that's in this gym on the different floors fitted in to the previous place, which was a lot smaller. I was walking around Monday morning going, how did all this equipment fit in there? So there's myself, who's doing personal training. There's Stephen, the owner. His partner Lisa, she's going to be doing Pilates. So there's a few different forms. Some people may be familiar with Reformer Pilates. It's on a machine. She's going to be doing different classes on that coming up. We have a couple of other trainers here. Chiara, she's local to the area as well. She lives in Virginia, so she trains people here. And then we've Lucas. Lucas is, I suppose, what you'd call the stereotypical bodybuilder. He's done competitions, he's done really well. He's placed first, third in a lot of competitions over the years. So he does personal training as well. So I suppose if you want to do a competition or bulk up, go to Lucas.
Something for everyone then.
Yeah, a lot of the women tend to go to Chiara, and then I suppose a lot of the people of a certain age will come to me, and then Stephen will do some personal training as well. He's been a bit tied down at the moment getting everything ready, but I'd say he'll get back into that as well.
And I'd say it must have been some job to get everything transported from crossover.
I mean, I have to say Stephen and Lisa done a phenomenal job. I mean, they got the keys to this location, I think it was towards the end of January, and the amount of work they put in is unreal. They were here every day till all hours of the night. And looking around, you can't believe they've done it in such a short
You'd never think it was anywhere else.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and probably had to be done in a short space of time.
Well, it did, because I mean, there was an element of having to shut the other gym down because all the equipment had to be moved and that. So I suppose it is a business, doesn't be losing money, so that you have to have that tight turnaround. But they done it.
And do you think this is going to be a good asset to Virginia, because it's probably one of the few gyms that is local to Virginia town?
Absolutely, because I mean, the old location, a lot of people weren't familiar with it, because of where it was. It was the type of place you had to drive to get there. Look where we are. We're in the middle of Virginia, housing estate there. It's walking distance for a lot of people. So they don't have that excuse where the gym is far away. There is other gyms, obviously, in the Cavan area. But I think for Virginia, there was a bit of a trek to get to certain places. Now, there is a lot of fitness classes in the area, but to have something like this, like the amount of facilities that's in here, I think it's going to be a game changer for people. I mean, Monday morning was absolutely wedged here, Monday evening, so you're getting the before work crowd, you're getting the after work crowd. It's going to be open Saturdays, it's going to be open Sundays, so there's times to suit everyone.
And have you noticed any new faces popping in just to have a look around?
Well, Monday especially, there was a lot of people having a nosy round, but a lot of new people have signed up as well. I mean, the old crew from the old gym are here, but there's definitely a lot of new faces here this week as well. And we're only in we're Thursday now, so this is the fourth day, but definitely there's a massive upturn of people coming in.
And for those who aren't familiar with the location, you're just off the Ballybur Road.
Just off the Ballybur Road. I mean, it's the only, I suppose, fresh today is the one maybe most people are familiar with. There's next door where's Team Rihanna, Max Gym. They do a lot of classes as well. So it's just in that area there. So lots of parking.
Turn right at the new fire station.
That's it. And you'll see the big sign that they put up at the weekend.
And so say ample parking. So
ample parking,
but within walking distance of the town.
That's it, and you can get your warm up before you come into the gym to do your exercise. Walk up, absolutely.
And in relation to your own classes, apart from classes here in the gym, you provide online classes from time to time?
Well, I do online training as well, so some people who may be familiar with training, what would often happen with me with clients is they might be with me for say 6 months and they get very familiar with the exercises, but they want to continue it, but maybe they can't come at certain times, because obviously with personal training there's a time element to that. So some people do sign up, where they do their own training. I give them the videos, I provide all the information. They do check-ins with me at weekends, taking photographs, weighing themselves, following food plans and stuff like that. So that works quite well for some people. Other people like the personal touch of coming here, the accountability and stuff like that. And then I run a couple of classes in the area as well. So hoping as the summer gets on, do a few more classes. My dream is to run an 80s fitness class in the Virginia area. So I'm actively looking for a location to do that, because I imagine it would be quite popular.
I think so.
So watch this space for that.
And if anyone wants to contact you, how can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, Defy Fitness Gary Brazil. Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil on Facebook. I don't know why I didn't have the same name for both of them. Or even through the Virginia Roundup Facebook page or wherever, you can drop a message from there.
They can call into you here.
They can call into me here, I'm here most of the day. I'm thinking of bringing the bed in and sleeping in the place.
And we'll be talking to you a little bit later on in the podcast in a few minutes' time. But Gary, thanks a million for talking to us.
No problem, my pleasure, Declan. Thank you.
Okay, and time now for the 2-minute reset.
The 2-minute reset on the Virginia Roundup.
Thanks, Declan. We all know that life can get a bit loud sometimes. Whether it's stress at work or just the hum of a busy week, looking after our mental health is vital. But here's the secret. The best time to build your resilience is actually when you're feeling good. The New Economics Foundation has identified 5 simple, proven steps to help us stay grounded. Step 1. Connect. Humans are social creatures. Reaching out to a friend, joining a local club, or even just starting a conversation at the coffee shop can enrich your day. Don't just make plans, follow through. Connection is the safety net that catches us when things get tough. Step 2, be active. You don't need to run a marathon today. Try getting off the bus a stop early, taking the stairs, or bringing the dog for an extra lap around the park. Just 30 minutes of movement, especially outdoors, can completely shift your perspective. Step 3, take notice. In a world of distractions, be present. Practice a little mindfulness or use an app like Headspace to check in with yourself. Even keeping a simple diary to catch your thoughts can help you manage stress before it feels overwhelming. Step 4, keep learning. Confidence grows when we gain new skills, whether it's a cooking class, a DIY tutorial online, or asking a friend to teach you a craft. That sense of achievement is a massive boost for your self-esteem. And finally, step 5, give. There's a unique joy in contributing. Volunteer in your community or simply offer a hand to a neighbour. Helping others doesn't just benefit them, it actually makes us feel better too. Small changes, big impact. Take one step today for a healthier mind tomorrow. I'm Michelle, and I'll be back on the next episode of the Virginia Roundup.
The Virginia Roundup.
You can listen to all of the previous episodes of the Virginia Roundup wherever you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Audible, and at thevirginiaroundup.podbean.com.
Many thanks for that, Michelle. And of course, Michelle will be back next month here on the Virginia Roundup. Now, just to remind you, if you're involved in a community organisation or a sports club or a group, or indeed if you have a charity or fundraising event coming up and you'd like to publicise it, well, please feel free to contact us here at the Virginia Roundup. All you have to do is send us an email to thevirginiaroundup@gmail.com, or you can message us through our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/The Virginia Roundup. Right, in case you hadn't had enough of them already, it's time for Age Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil.
Age Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil on the Virginia Roundup.
Hey folks, Gary Brazil here, personal trainer, coach, former stressed out corporate guy with a million bad habits and founder of Age Defy Fitness. I specialise in helping men and women over 40, the ones who feel like they've tried it all, the ones who've had the gym membership, the diet books, the plans that lasted a week. I help them finally take back control, not just with fat loss, but with confidence, energy and a real mindset shift. Right, let me ask you something. When you look at someone over 40 who's fit, healthy and full of energy, what do you think? Most people assume it's one of three things. They have better genetics, they've loads of time to spare, or they're somehow more disciplined than everyone else. But after years of coaching people over 40, I can tell you something honestly. That's not the difference. The difference is habits. Small habits repeated over and over again. Not extreme diets, not living in the gym, not giving up your social life. Just a handful of simple things that stack up over time. I see this every day with the people I coach. Men and women who come to me tired, out of shape, unsure of themselves, lacking in confidence. And a few months later, they're stronger, more confident and moving better than they have in years. And now that Steel Flex Gym has opened in Virginia Town, I'm seeing more and more people locally deciding it's their time to start again. So today I want to share the 5 habits that keep my clients fit after 40. None of them are complicated, but they absolutely work. Habit number 1, they move every day. This is a simple habit. Now, when people hear that, they think I mean the gym. I don't. So movement can be anything like a little walk after dinner, walking your dog, maybe parking further away from where you work so you walk a bit more, getting out of the chair more often. Most people over 40 are sitting far more than their body was designed to do. Maybe you have a desk job all day. You're in a car commuting to and from work or on the bus. You're sitting down for dinner and then you're lying on the sofa or sitting on the sofa watching Netflix. Then they wonder why everything feels stiff. My clients who do well don't aim for perfection. They aim for daily movement, usually around 7,000 to 8,000 steps to start off with, and that can progress over time. So it's nothing dramatic, it's just consistent. Habit number 2, they strength train. Now this one is huge. They lift weights. Now not every day, it's usually 2 or 3 sessions a week. The majority of people that come to me for coaching would come twice a week. Strength training after 40 is one of the most powerful things you can do for your body because it improves posture, energy,
bone density, metabolism, and confidence. And for the women listening, let me say this again clearly. Lifting weights will not make you bulky. You simply don't have the hormones to suddenly grow huge muscles. What it will do is make you stronger, tighter, and much more confident. And with Steel Flex Gym on the doorstep, I'm seeing people walk through the doors who haven't trained in years. The people I coach in the gym start to feel benefits even after a few weeks. They're standing taller, they're moving better, and they feel capable again. And that's the power of strength training. Habit number 3, which is one that might surprise some people, they prioritize protein. Most people will start their mornings like maybe a bit of toast, bowl of cereal, maybe a croissant, cup of tea or a cup of coffee. And then by 11 a.m. they're starving. My clients who stay consistent usually start the day with something like eggs, Greek yogurt, protein smoothie or something similar. Protein keeps you full. It stabilizes energy and it supports muscle. That one change alone can improve appetite control for the whole day. Habit number 4, they protect their sleep. This is the most underrated fitness habit. People try to out-train poor sleep. You can't. Sleep is where the body repairs. It regulates hormones, it reduces stress, and it improves energy. If you're sleeping 5 hours a night and scrolling on your phone until midnight, your body will feel 10 years older than it needs to. The clients who progress the best usually protect their sleep. Nothing fancy, just a consistent routine. I've said it before on this podcast. I go to bed at the same time every night and I get up at the same time every morning, regardless if I have clients in the gym or not, even at weekends. It's a routine that has really benefited me over the years. Habit number 5, keeping things simple. Stopping overcomplicating everything. Not chasing every new diet, not restarting every Monday. Just focusing on simple structure, 2 to 3 gym sessions a week, daily movement, protein at meals, reasonable sleep. Consistency beats intensity every single time. So if you're over 40 and listening to this thinking, I need to get fitter, well, start here. Move, lift weights, more protein, better sleep, keep it simple. That's it, nothing extreme, just habits that stack up. And if you're local and thinking about getting started on a fitness journey, well, look, we have a great facility right on our doorstep now. You know where to find me if you want help in getting started, building a routine, or simply learning how to train properly after 40. Because the truth is, you're not too old. You're just a few habits away from feeling very, very strong again. And if you need structure, accountability, and someone in your corner who understands what it's like to rebuild after 40 years of age, drop me a message on Instagram, Gary Brazil, Age Defy Fitness, or you'll see me on Facebook, Age Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil. And if you want more information on Steel Flex Gym, why not follow their page on Instagram, steelflex_gym. I'm Gary Brazil. This is Age Defy Fitness, and I will see you on the next episode.
Age Defy Fitness with Gary Brazil on the Virginia Roundup.
Hey, thanks for that, Gary. Gary back with us next month, and of course, you can pop into Gary at the new location of Steel Flex Gym at the Virginia Business Park, just off the Baileyborough Road. And that is all we have time for here on the Virginia Roundup for this month. Thanks to Gary and to Michelle. We'll be back to you on the 15th of April. And don't forget, if there's anything you want to get in touch with us about, if you want to promote something, an upcoming event, or if you're involved in a community group or sports club or a charity organisation, you can email us, thevirginiaroundup@gmail.com. And please do spread the word about the Virginia Roundup, because we want to reach as many people as possible in and around the Virginia area. Well, that is our programme for this month. So for myself, Declan Trainer, until the 15th of April, it's bye-bye for now.